I want to begin this consultation with a question that perhaps no one has ever asked you, but I need you to answer with total honesty. What if I told you that right now, while you're watching this video, your skin is aging 10 times faster than it should? And what's worse, what if I told you that you yourself, without knowing it, could be causing that damage every morning in front of the mirror? Look at me closely. I know how you feel. You get up, look in the mirror, and notice that dryness that won't go away with anything. You see those fine lines that weren't there yesterday, or those spots that look like maps of damage you don't know how to repair. I know you feel frustrated. I've seen thousands of patients spend real fortunes on useless treatments, on creams that promise eternal youth and only bring disappointment. But today I want to validate something important for you. It's not your fault. And above all, it's not just age. What's happening to you has a biological cause, a physiological root that the beauty industry often ignores because it's more profitable to sell you a cream than to teach you how to heal your skin. Today, honestly, I'm tired of keeping silent. Today, I'm going to show you the truth behind 4 natural oils, ingredients you may have in your kitchen right now that have the biochemical power to reverse years of skin damage. And listen to me carefully because this is vital. 93% of people use them incorrectly. And by doing so, they turn these powerful allies into accelerators of aging. I am Dr. Cezar Villarreal, and in the next few minutes, we're going to have a masterclass on skin. We're not going to talk about cosmetics. We're going to talk about natural regenerative medicine. But before getting into biochemistry, we need to make a deal, a pact for your health. I want you to do 3 very simple things right now, not for me, but for yourself. First, go to the comments and write where you're watching me from. I want to know how far this health message reaches. Second, give this video a like if you care about your skin's health. This tells the algorithm that we want more science and less marketing. And third, and this is the most important, share this video with someone you know complains about their wrinkles or dryness. Because information that saves lives, or in this case saves self-esteem and health, must be shared. Subscribe now if you want to take control of your biology. Good. Let's start with a story. I want to tell you something that changed my perspective last week. A patient, let's call her Maria, 73 years old, came to my office. When I saw her come in, I had to check her medical file twice. Her skin didn't match her biological age. It looked like the skin of a 50-year-old woman. Smooth, luminous, without those characteristic spots of photoaging. When I asked her secret, expecting her to tell me about an expensive laser treatment or privileged genetics, she smiled, took a small bottle out of her purse and told me, "Doctor, this is what I've been using for 40 years. My grandmother taught me." Do you know what was in that bottle? It wasn't synthetic retinol. It wasn't laboratory hyaluronic acid. It was olive oil. But here's the crucial detail, the open loop I want you to keep in your mind until we get to the protocol. Maria didn't apply the oil like everyone else. She had a method, a precise application and removal technique that made all the difference. If you go right now and slather olive oil on your face without knowing this, you're going to clog your pores and cause inflammation. But if you learn Maria's technique, which we'll explain later, you can activate regeneration. To understand why it works, we must first understand why your skin breaks down. Your skin is under attack 24 hours a day. Imagine your skin as a brick wall. The bricks are your cells, the keratinocytes, and the cement that binds those bricks together is your natural lipids, fats, ceramides, and fatty acids. When that cement is strong, the wall is impenetrable. Water stays inside hydration, and toxins stay outside. But what do we do nowadays? Every time you wash your face with an aggressive foaming soap, every time you apply a tonic with alcohol, or when you remove natural oil thinking you're cleaning your face, you're dissolving the cement. You're tearing down the most powerful natural defense that evolution gave you. Think about it this way. Why is a baby's skin so perfect, soft, and plump? It's not because they use anti-wrinkle creams. It's because their natural oil production sebum and their acid mantle are perfectly balanced. That protective layer exists for a vital reason. It protects from the sun, keeps moisture inside cells, prevents the skin from cracking into wrinkles, and blocks environmental toxins. When you destroy that lipid layer, and believe me, most commercial cleaning products do, you're literally opening the front door of your house and inviting aging to come in, sit on your couch, and stay. Dryness is not just lack of water, it's lack of oil, it's lack of lipids. Without lipids, water evaporates. And a dehydrated cell is a cell that wrinkles and dies. Now, here comes the fascinating science. The industry has told us that oil is bad, that we should be oil-free. That's a dangerous half-truth. Excess oxidized sebum is bad, yes, but the lack of quality lipids is catastrophic. What Maria and the women of Mediterranean villages knew intuitively, and what science confirmed later, is that we need to replace that cement with materials that are bio-identical to our skin. And here's where our first protagonist enters: extra virgin olive oil. But not as food, but as topical medicine. Did you know that olive oil contains a molecule called squalene? Listen carefully to this word, squalene. Squalene is a lipid that your own skin produces naturally when you're young. It's what gave you that healthy glow at 20. But from 30 onwards, squalene production drops sharply. Olive oil is rich in this compound, which is almost identical to human oil. When you apply this correctly, your skin doesn't recognize it as a foreign product. It recognizes it as part of itself. This allows something that no synthetic cream can do: penetrate deeply into the cellular matrix and trigger a process that in medicine we call lipid reconstruction. We're not talking about moisturizing the surface so it feels soft for 2 hours. We're talking about giving your skin the exact bricks it's missing so it can repair its defensive wall from the inside out. It's deep and real cellular regeneration. In addition, olive oil is rich in polyphenols and vitamin E. These act as tiny antioxidant soldiers. Their mission? Eliminate free radicals. Those destructive Pac-Men that eat your collagen, cause sagging and spots. A recent clinical study showed something impressive. People who used olive oil correctly reduced up to 43% of visible signs of aging in just 8 weeks. But attention, I said correctly, because if you take the bottle from the kitchen and apply it as if it were butter, you're going to clog your pores, you're going to create a breeding ground for bacteria, and you're going to end up with inflamed and dull. The secret is not the oil. The secret is the technique. In the next part, we're going to enter your home laboratory. I'm going to teach you step by step how to use this liquid gold without making mistakes, and I'll introduce you to the second oil, the most controversial of all, the one that some love and others hate, but which is the only one capable of killing the invisible infections that stain your face. Don't move, because what comes next transforms theory into pure practice. Let's pick up exactly where we left off. I told you about the power of olive oil, but I warned you that most people use it incorrectly. And this is where science makes the difference between an acne outbreak and real rejuvenation. Applying olive oil as if it were butter on the skin only clogs pores and generates inflammation. We must use the exact technique, the method I learned by observing Maria, my 73-year-old patient, in which I now teach all my patients in the clinic. Pay close attention to this protocol because details matter. The first and most important thing: never apply oil on dirty skin, but also not on skin attacked by chemicals. Wash your face only with warm water, without soap and without aggressive gels. Why? Because we don't want to destroy the natural microbiome before starting. Then dry it gently with a towel, but, and this is vital, leave the skin slightly damp. That residual moisture is the vehicle that helps squalene molecules penetrate better through the epidermis. Now the dose. You don't need to soak yourself. Place exactly 3 drops of extra virgin olive oil in the palm of your hands, not one more. Rub them together for 10 seconds. This isn't a whim. By generating friction and heat, you activate the natural compounds of the oil, making them more bioavailable. Then press your face gently without rubbing aggressively. Make slow upward movements as if you were lifting your skin with your hands. And here comes the secret of time. Let it act for exactly 20 minutes. Neither less nor more. This has a precise physiological reason. If you remove it earlier, the squalene doesn't have enough time to reach the deep layer of the dermis. But if you leave it more than 30 minutes, the oil begins to oxidize and can clog pores, creating the opposite effect to what we're looking for. It's a precise therapeutic window. After 20 minutes, rinse it with warm water, and that's it. This ritual is not for every day. Do it twice a week if you have dry skin, and once a week if your skin is oily. And an important medical warning: if you have active acne or open wounds, wait for the skin to calm down before applying it. What we achieve with this protocol is not just to hydrate. We're re-educating your skin. We're teaching it again to produce its own natural oil, balancing its defense and recovering that luminosity that is lost over the years. I've seen 60-year-old women recover radiant skin in less than a month applying this technique with discipline. And the most impressive thing is that no luxury product is needed, just knowledge and consistency. But aging is not just dryness. Sometimes the problem is spots, redness, and irregular textures. And for that, we need to talk about the second oil, the most controversial in the dermatological world. Let's now talk about virgin coconut oil. If you search the internet, you'll find two irreconcilable camps. Some people adore it and call it the tropical miracle. Others say it's the worst thing you can put on your skin. And as a doctor, I have to tell you something that may surprise you. Both are right. It all depends, once again, on how you use it. Let me explain the biochemistry behind this controversy so you never make a mistake with it again. Coconut oil is unique in nature because it contains a very special fatty acid called lauric acid. This acid represents almost 50% of its total composition. To understand its potency, this same compound, lauric acid, is present in high concentrations in human breast milk. Nature put it there for a survival reason. When lauric acid comes into contact with the skin, it undergoes an enzymatic transformation and becomes monolaurin. Monolaurin is an incredibly powerful antimicrobial substance capable of destroying bacteria, fungi, and even the lipid coating of certain viruses. What does this mean for your face? It means that coconut oil used well acts as a natural shield, a gentle antibiotic against skin infections. And here comes a revelation that usually leaves my patients silent. Many of those age spots, those irritated areas that itch, or those areas with irregular and rough texture that you see in your mirror many times, they're not old age, they're microscopic infections. They're colonies of fungi and bacteria living on the surface of your skin, feeding on oxidized sebum and dead skin. Coconut oil, thanks to that lauric acid, arrives and eliminates those pathogenic colonies, calms deep inflammation, and restores the balance of skin flora. In addition, it has a natural vitamin E content that stimulates collagen production, helping with firmness. Sounds perfect, right? So why does it have such a bad reputation among some dermatologists? Here's the big problem: the dark side of coconut. Coconut oil has a very high comedogenic rating of 4 on a scale of 5. In simple terms, it's very dense. That means that if you apply it incorrectly, or if you apply it to your entire face as if it were a common moisturizer, it's going to clog your pores almost certainly and can cause severe breakouts or pimples. That's why you see that disparity. Some people have wonderful results curing infections, and others end up with worse skin full of breakouts. The difference is not in your skin type, it's in the application method. And I'm going to teach you step by step so you get the medicinal benefits without the risks. Rule number 1, never under any circumstances use it on your entire face as a general mask. Coconut oil is a localized, almost surgical treatment. It's only applied to specific problem areas, on that dark spot, on that rough or red area, or where you feel irritated skin. Use a minimal amount, literally half the size of a grain of rice. You don't need more. Rub it between your fingertips until it's completely liquid and warm. Apply it with gentle circular movements only on the affected area. And here's the safety timer. Let it act for exactly 10 minutes, neither more nor less. Then remove it completely with a damp, warm cloth. Make sure not to leave residue. Never leave it on your skin all day or all night. This is the crucial difference between a regenerating treatment and a skin disaster. If you leave it longer than necessary, the oil oxidizes with air, and instead of healing, it begins to damage surface cells and clog the natural sebum outlet. Science supports this controlled use. A study from the University of Manila showed that correct and timed use of virgin coconut oil increased skin elasticity by 24% in 6 weeks and reduced bacterial irritations by 35%. I clearly remember the case of Thomas in my office. He was 68 years old with extremely dry skin and very stubborn dark spots on his cheeks. He had tried all kinds of depigmenting agents without success. I asked him to apply coconut oil once a week only in the affected areas and remove it strictly at 10 minutes. 3 weeks later, he came back and the difference was noticeable. His skin looked more uniform, smooth, and the irritation had disappeared. He told me something I won't forget. Dr. Morales, my skin doesn't burn anymore. For the first time in years, I can shave without pain. That's the difference between using oil as a remedy or as an enemy. So, my professional recommendation is clear. Use coconut oil only once a week as a shock treatment for specific areas. Always do a test behind your ear before applying it to your face to rule out allergies. And remember, if you feel heavy or shiny skin after removing it, it's because you're using too much. With coconut oil, less is more. One well-applied drop is worth more than a poorly used spoonful. Now that we've cleaned and disinfected the terrain, in the next part we're going to talk about protection and invisible repair. I'm going to reveal the third oil one that is the open secret of dermatologists because it's the only one capable of repairing accumulated sun damage without leaving a trace of oil. Get ready, because what's coming is pure natural biotechnology. We've already cleaned the terrain and treated invisible infections. Now we enter the structural reconstruction phase. And for this, I need to introduce you to the third oil, the most underestimated of all. It's the one almost no one mentions on social media, but that many dermatologists use silently for its antioxidant and restorative power. I'm talking about grapeseed oil. This oil is like an invisible warrior, light, fast, and surprisingly powerful. Unlike olive oil or coconut, which are heavy, the molecular structure of grapeseed is ultrafine. This is pure physics. By being a smaller molecule, it allows it to penetrate in seconds into the skin without leaving a trace or greasy sensation. That's why it's the ideal candidate, even if you have very sensitive skin or acne-prone skin. But its true magic is not its texture, it's its chemical composition. Grapeseed oil contains the highest concentration of linoleic acid of all natural oils, reaching up to 75%. Why does this matter to you? Because linoleic acid is an essential fatty acid that our skin loses dramatically with age. Without it, the skin barrier becomes permeable like a roof with leaks. Water escapes and environmental irritants enter easily, causing that chronic dryness and premature wrinkles. This oil repairs that barrier, sealing the roof. And not only that, it contains a type of antioxidant called proanthocyanidins. Listen to this fact. They are 50 times more potent than vitamin E and 20 times more potent than vitamin C. These molecules neutralize free radicals and repair accumulated sun damage. A study conducted in South Korea showed that daily use of grapeseed oil reduced photoaging spots by 35% and improved firmness by 40%. Here's the professional use mode for this invisible warrior. Clean your skin at night and make sure it's completely dry. Apply 3 to 5 drops with your fingertips. And here comes the big difference from the previous ones. Don't rinse it. In 60 seconds, it's completely absorbed. You can use it every day because it protects without clogging. And I'm going to give you personal advice, a trick from my office. Use it specifically on the eye contour. Apply a single drop, gently distributed with your ring fingers. This can reduce fine lines or crow's feet by up to 27% in 1 month. It's a progressive natural Botox. Now, if your skin needs something stronger, if you feel it's falling or has lost its thickness, we need heavy artillery. Let's move to the fourth protagonist, avocado oil or palta. If the other oils are maintenance avocado is the construction team, it acts as a deep repair system. This oil contains the vital trio, vitamins A, D, and E. But what's special is that these vitamins are bound to natural fatty acids, which allows them to penetrate more deeply than any synthetic serum. Vitamin A stimulates cell renewal without the irritation of chemical retinol. Vitamin D strengthens the skin's immune system. And vitamin E, in its active form of alpha-tocopherol, integrates into cell membranes, making them stronger. It's as if your skin changed its armor from cloth to steel. Pay attention to the application protocol because here I have a clinical secret that multiplies results. Clean your skin and apply 5 drops of avocado oil on face and neck. Massage with circular movements for exactly 2 minutes to activate circulation. Now, the time depends on your skin type. If you have dry skin, leave it on all night as a sleep mask. If you have combination or oily skin, rinse it off after 30 minutes. And here's Dr. Villarreal's trick that changes the game. After applying the oil and massaging, place a small damp warm towel, not burning on your face for 30 seconds. The heat opens pores and creates a steam effect that triples nutrient absorption. The studies have shown that this thermal technique can increase treatment efficacy by 300%. In my patients over 60 years old, I've seen how sun-damaged skin recovers its elasticity and natural tone in just 1 month using this warm towel routine. And the best thing is they achieve it without invasive treatments and without spending fortunes. But be careful. All this knowledge can be dangerous if you make basic mistakes. In the next and final block, I'm going to put all the pieces together. I'm going to reveal the fatal errors that transform these healing oils into enemies of aging. And most importantly, I'll share the final secret blend, the Trinity Protocol, which is the exact combination that plastic surgeons use on their own skin. Don't leave, because we're going to close this consultation with a master recipe that will integrate everything you've learned today. We've come a long way in this consultation. You already know the physiology of your skin and the tools to repair it. But attention, because in this final block, I'm going to put all the pieces together. It's useless to have the best oil in the world if you make the mistakes that 90% of people make. These mistakes can transform a healing treatment into an enemy of accelerated aging. Listen to me carefully, because this is what separates success from dermatological disaster. Error number 1 is applying oils on dirty skin. It seems obvious, but many people come home tired and apply oil without prior deep cleaning. If you do this, you're creating a microscopic trap. The oil seals dirt, environmental toxins, and bacteria against your skin. This generates a greenhouse effect that causes pimples, infections, and paradoxically premature aging. Your skin must be spotlessly clean and slightly damp before any drop of oil touches it. Error number 2 is quantity, using too much oil. There's an erroneous belief that more is better. In dermatology, that's false. If you apply a thick layer, you block pores and prevent cellular respiration. Your skin needs oxygen. Excess oil creates an anaerobic environment without air where certain acne bacteria thrive. Remember my mantra, a few drops are enough. We want it to be absorbed, not to remain on the surface like a greasy mask. Error number 3 is the moment of application. Never use these oils just before exposing yourself to the sun. Some oils, when receiving direct ultraviolet radiation, undergo a process called lipid peroxidation. Basically, they cook on your skin. They oxidize with sunlight and release a cascade of free radicals directly into your cells. Regenerating oils are par excellence nighttime treatments. Therefore, when your body enters repair mode, not for daytime. And error number 4, using rancid oils. Natural oils are living organisms. They don't have the eternal preservatives of synthetic creams. If your oil smells strange, musty, or rancid, throw it away immediately. Applying an oxidized lipid is like feeding your cells poison. Always store them in a dark, cool place away from bathroom humidity. Now that you know what not to do, it's time to reveal what I promised you at the beginning of the video. The crown jewel. The secret combination that many plastic surgeons use in their own maintenance routine, but rarely share in public. We call it the Trinity Protocol. This protocol takes advantage of the synergy of the 3 main oils to attack all fronts of aging simultaneously: hydration, repair, and protection. Take note of the exact recipe. In the palm of your hand, you're going to create a fresh micro-emulsion every time you use it. Mix 2 drops of grapeseed oil. This will be your conducting vehicle. Add 1 drop of avocado oil for deep nutrition. And add 1 drop of olive oil to restore the barrier. And the final touch, add the content of a pearl or capsule of pure vitamin E. Vitamin E acts as a natural preservative and enhances the antioxidant effect of the mixture. Mix everything by rubbing your hands to warm it up and apply it on face, neck, and décolleté with clean skin. Do it only twice a week, preferably on Friday and Sunday nights, to give your skin a regenerative spa weekend. What can you expect from this? I'm not going to sell you magic, I'm going to sell you biology. In the first week, you'll notice that the feeling of tightness disappears. Your skin will retain water better. Towards the first month, you'll start to see what we call the glow effect. Visibly firmer, more luminous skin with a more uniform texture. And in the long term, you'll be preventing the formation of new deep wrinkles by keeping your skin architecture flexible and nourished. But I want to be very clear with you. This protocol is powerful, but it doesn't work in a vacuum. We must have a holistic approach. Your skin is the reflection of your internal health. If you apply the Trinity Protocol but sleep 4 hours a day, it won't work. Cell regeneration occurs during deep sleep. If you don't drink enough water, there will be no hydration to retain. And if your diet is very high in sugar, the glycation process will destroy your collagen faster than any oil can repair it. Oil is the tool, but you are the architect. So here's your action plan for tonight. Don't try to do everything at once. Start simple. Get grapeseed oil. It's the easiest to start with. Apply 3 drops before sleeping for 7 consecutive days. Just that. Watch how your skin changes. Feel the difference when you wake up. Your skin will talk to you and you'll feel the change. If this masterclass has opened your eyes, if you've understood that you don't need to spend a fortune to have health, then fulfill your part of the pact. Leave your like right now. I want to see the comments full of commitment right below the phrase new skin if you're going to try the protocol. I want to know who are the brave ones who are going to take control of their health today. And please share this video with someone who needs it. With that friend, that mother, or that sister who needs to regain confidence in front of the mirror. Health is the only good that multiplies when shared. Always remember, your skin doesn't need magic, it needs conscious care and applied science. I am Dr. Cezar Villarreal. Thank you for trusting me with your time. See you in the next consultation to continue discovering the secrets of your health.